You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. It is cold in Minnesota. That's why the heat's going. And I got my little scarf going on here. Hey, Cappy, came across this Cliff High video talk about cryptocurrencies back in May this year. And he says we are crashing in this video on crypto and gold and silver. I wanted your thought on it. I'm like, well, the one video was 90 minutes. I'm like, that's going to cost you an arm and a laces. Well, just do this one video of this older kind of hippie gentleman, and I say gentleman, I do mean that, he's not dumb, out in Walla Walla, Washington? Where was he? He was somewhere over in the Seattle area. And the video is basically this. I'll put a link to it below, and it's this guy. He must have had some kind of financial training. He's not an idiot. And he's talking about how Bitcoin is not a bubble, or maybe not Bitcoin, but cryptocurrencies. His cryptocurrencies are not a bubble. And his main argument was that in order for a bubble to exist, everybody needs to be aware of it in order to buy into it. Like tulip bulbs and the tulipbulbmania.com, you know, like you'd have some 25-year-old dude bro tell you, hey, dude bro, man, like you got to get in on this .com thing. Like everybody knew about it. And he's right. Like back in the day, I remember .com mania. I remember the housing bubble. Everybody was bragging about either how much their stocks had gone up by, even though the S&P 500 beat it more, and then what the value of their house were, and then what they cashed in on their house, and then went and bought shit with it that they couldn't afford. So his argument is that like until he gets a stock investment recommendation or a cryptocurrency investment recommendation from the barista, there's very few people out there that know about cryptocurrencies. Hell, I told my old man. I think I told all my family, like, yeah, you might want to buy a little bit of this cryptocurrency stuff, like 4 or 5 years ago, and no one did. That was, and I thought people knew a little bit more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I mean, there's articles about it, but you'd be amazed, you know, the majority of people do not read Forbes or the Wall Street Journal, or let alone Zero Hedge or Seeking Alpha. They're reading People Magazine and Newsweek and Vogue and whatever other shit. So there's not. It is amazing how few people actually know about cryptocurrencies. And so his argument was because they didn't know about it, cryptocurrencies can't be in a bubble right now, because we're in this huge, I hate to say this thing called paradigm shift, but honest to God, really? Mom. Hi, Mom. Bye, Mom. Like I said, they know when you're working. Then they call. Didn't get a call this entire morning. Now Mom wants to call. Anyway. So whether or not he's right or not, well, let's just go on. This is my personal opinion. I don't know shit about cryptocurrencies. I have my opinions. No one can predict the future. That's what makes me the best economist in the world, is because I admit I can't predict the future and I don't know anything. So with that out of the way, he is, I believe, to be right. He's saying that cryptocurrencies are not in a bubble, that we're in this middle of this genuine shift, this transition from traditional currencies, which are now digital, effectively, by the way. I mean, how many actual physical dollars do you handle? To one that is much more streamlined, private. It's a private currency. The government is not issuing it. And that as people start to realize that this cryptocurrency can be used as a regular currency, it's safer than currencies that can be hyperinflated away, blah, 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 blah. People are simply doing price discovery as to the value of their cryptocurrency. Now, a very simple way, which even I don't believe in, but a very simple mathematical way to say, well, what's the value of a Bitcoin? Well, you take whatever cryptocurrency is out there, and you divide it by you take the number of dollars, you divide it by the number of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, 21 million, and I think it was like 200, it was a $250,000 a piece. Technically, that is the number of Bitcoins and number of dollars in trading a ratio to one another. So that is the quote price. But that also then assumes that, you know, other currencies are not going to compete or outcompete this one. It's like, well, wait a minute, that's dollars, what about yen and all this? So, but the very, very high-end limit, I would think, with cryptocurrency, unless we keep printing off more dollars, which we're doing, would be about $250,000 per Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to reach that, but that's just me speculating. But he is right in that this is a new technology. This is, if it can become viable, and people can use it as standards of exchanges, it will gain more and more value. Cryptocurrencies will. But right now, it is not so much for a standard transaction. Cryptocurrency is a royal pain in the ass to use. Terribly sorry. I even had my 18-word passcode to save, I'm like, I gotta go find my Bitcoin. It is a royal fucking pain in the ass. And until the techno gurus and geeks get along to that, it is purely now being served as a store of value, of which there's demand for. There's a huge demand for that, especially given corrupt communist socialist economies like Venezuela, Cuba. The Asian countries, including India, subcontinent, but a lot of Southeast Asia, it's like, well, we got to get our money out somehow. Like, yeah, when the government is just basically putting all these capital restrictions and capital controls on how you can move, you don't really own your money. So there is a huge demand to convert it to this essentially ledger of cryptocurrency. And that's what's really, I think, driving the value of cryptocurrency right now. Not to mention surpluses of China and a bunch of other Asian nations that have like extra money. Like, what do we do with this fucking? Let's buy cryptocurrency. But that's where right now the key demand for cryptocurrencies is one of capital flight and avoiding capital controls. That you get to keep your money, which is being driven predominantly by the second and third worlds. Will it become a national currency? Is it a bubble? Will it ever? Again, I don't know. Once all the second and third world kleptocracies and communist and socialist regimes, once those people get their money out, I can see how that's a way to get their value out of those countries and preserve their wealth. But I don't believe Bitcoin as it stands right now, and certainly most of the 1,100 other cryptocurrencies, which is a reason it's a bubble unto itself right there. I'm sorry, Bitcoin is just too difficult to work with. I'm still pissed. Like I did everything you guys said. Oh, we did a fork. Well, what the fuck does that mean? Well, inevitably, it's such a pain in the ass to use. I don't think it will absolutely substitute out the use of U.S. dollars, yen, or other traditional currencies. But I do believe that the technology is being developed. I believe this blockchain technology, Bitcoin was a good go at it, but they're going through some growing pains, and they can maybe perfect it to become a very easily exchangeable currency. And I know all you nerds on the lid, oh, you can get a card. Yeah, thank you guys. I know. But for us normal people who have seen a vagina, it's way too much a pain in the ass to deal with. And so what I think is Bitcoin may be in a bubble in that regard. I mean, certainly money and demand is going into it to transfer wealth, to store value, to hide it from fucking communist parasites. But in the long run, I don't know if really Bitcoin is going to be the one. And a lot of people say Ethereum is a little bit better, and Litecoin or whatever. There's alternatives to Bitcoin. But I do believe the technology is being created that we will have replacement currency. Which is why maybe you might want to go buy a little bit. Not a lot. Don't fucking sell in your 401k or take money out of your house. I'm just saying, it's not the way. I told my parents, I told everybody 4 or 5 years ago, hey, you might want to buy a little bit, Well, what was it, $200, $300 for a Bitcoin? So you bought 3 or 4 of them? You'd be sitting very pretty right now. This technology is quite promising. I'm not saying very promising. It's quite promising because it still has a lot of bugs to be worked out. And there's a lot of competitors in it. There's 1,100 cryptocurrencies, maybe 1,200 by now, because everybody and their fucking mom are getting in on this shit. But I would not be poo-pooing cryptocurrencies just yet. I certainly would not be investing tons of money into it. But I would maybe buy a little bit here and there. Maybe it's no more than insurance. That's really all it is. It's like precious metals. You hope the precious metals don't go up because that means the economy is crashing. But it's not the worst thing to buy a couple $1,000s worth of precious metals and cryptocurrencies. It's not as an insurance play. So if down the road I mean, even the guy, the video, he's talking about how baby boomers that didn't save up for retirement, which is like 80% of you, that they might want to think about investing in cryptocurrency because it might be the one thing that actually grows enough that they could actually finance a retirement plan. But I'm not so sure on any one particular cryptocurrency just yet. I'm very bullish on the idea. But given the bullshit I had to go through with Bitcoin, and this is even before, like, oh, well, yeah, your password doesn't work. We only take 12 words now instead of 18. It's like, fuck you. Fuck this shit. I don't want to even deal with this crap. Even when it worked, it's like, oh, I got to meet this guy. Now we got to confirm. Now we got to... It is... You know, look, you're in the world of people who, if you have to log in, they're going to skip your site. You're going to, you know, like my podcast on SoundCloud, technically... to listen to it on SoundCloud or download it, you need to log into Facebook. I'm like, fuck you, I didn't want that. SoundCloud, they changed it. They're like, oh no, you gotta log in. It's like, fuck you, assholes. So I always get the direct MP3 link, and I always have it on the RSS feed. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrencies. If I gotta like click 5 different times and do this and do that just to maybe go buy a sandwich, fuck that. It's way too inconvenient for the average person, and they're going to just pass it by. So until that technology is perfected and, what's the word I'm looking for? Universally applicable, can be rolled out, that the average person can use to get a credit card or something like that, you know, and the day might come, but I don't think Bitcoin's got it. I really don't think so. I think it's a great store of value. I think people, and that's where its value keeps going up. And certainly it could go down again, but I am not long-term on Bitcoin. I mean, let me change that. A medium term, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, it could go way the hell up as more and more people shift their wealth out of physical assets held in communist, socialist, leftist countries to a digital currency that can't be confiscated. Awesome. There is a huge demand. Now, what that translates into dollars per Bitcoin, I don't know. But is Bitcoin going to be the standard global currency 20 years from now? I don't think so. Like I said, it's got way too many problems with it that I don't like. And the average person is not going to spend the 2 hours that's necessary to learn how to use Bitcoin. And shit, I fucking forgot how to use it. And then, oh, there's a fork in the road. Oh, well, it's too bad it doesn't work anymore. It's like, well, no. I guess it's too bad for Bitcoin. If you guys made it that bad that now it's like, wait a minute, I had my password, I did everything you guys said, and now it's gone forever. But anyway, that's it. That's my opinion on that guy's video. I'll link it down below. You guys got questions, I got answers at assholeconsulting.com, as long as you got money. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.